Hello there, and welcome to the sixth video of the Intermediate Python tutorial series on the Future Programmer YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about else statements in loops in Python. Let's get started. You have probably learned about using the else clause in an if-else statement in Python, but did you know that you can also use else statements in loops, in for loops and while loops in Python? Now, they're very different in what they do, but they do exist. So let's take a look at what they do. So let's take a look at this program right here. We have a for loop. Before the for loop, we have a variable called found even num, which is set to be false. So what this for loop is doing is looking through all the items in a list of numbers and checking, is each number even? If a number is even, we're printing out that number is even, and we're setting this Boolean variable to be true. So we're essentially assuming there is no even number in the entire list at first. And then we check, is this true? So we were looking through the numbers and checking. If there is an even number, we know that this is going to be true. And at the very end of this program right here, after the for loop is done, we have an if statement. If found even num is false, then we print this out right here. So if there is no even number, we still want to generate an output for whatever reason. We want to show that the program is done running or something like that. So we're looking through all the items and checking, is there an even number in here? So if I run this program, we'll see that there is no even number in the list because there is no even numbers in the list. If I add 8, we'll see that 8 is even. Here is a program where we have a for else control structure. The for loop does the same thing. It looks through the numbers, checks if each number is even, prints it out if it is even, but there is no found even num variable in this program. Instead, we have a break statement. So at the very end of the if statement, we're breaking out of the for loop if a number is even. Now, the for else comes in right here. So in the same indentation level as the for loop, we have the else clause. So the else statement right here is going to print out no even numbers in list, just like we did here. So let's take a look at the output first. We get no even numbers in list, and if I add something like 20 here, we'll see that 20 is even. So what's happening here? The else clause is run when the for loop has gone through all of the elements in the iterable, in this case the list, without hitting a break statement. So the key here is the break statement. So we're looking through the numbers. If we ever hit a break, we'll exit the for loop. So we will not run this if we exit the for loop via a break. But if we exit the for loop because we have gone through all of the elements, then we will hit this and we will print out no even numbers in list. Now the key here is the break statement. If we get rid of this, we'll see that we get 20 is even, no even numbers in list. That doesn't make any sense because we printed 20 out here, but since we never hit a break statement, we also printed this out. So that's not what we want, so we need to keep the break statement. Now the break statement also gives us somewhat of a problem because this type of control structure will now only work if you want to search for the first element that satisfies a certain condition. So if you have maybe 20 and maybe let's say 40 here, we'll see only 20 printed out. So this will only work if your entire list has one element that fits your condition, or if you just need the first element. So that's the for else structure. You can also use the else statement in while loops. And it's the same idea as what we talked about with the for loop. So here we have a list, 1, 3, 5, 7 right now. We go through the elements of this list using a while loop and an index variable of I. We check each number and see if it's even. We print the number out if it is even, and we break. And then we have the else statement that's going to print out no even numbers found. Same thing, we're going to print this out if there is no even number, and 8, we'll see 8 is even. So it's the same idea. If we ever hit break, we will not print this out. If we do not hit break and the loop exits because we have gone through all of the elements, then we will hit this and we will print out no even numbers found. To summarize, else used with the for and while loops in Python can be very helpful, and now you know how to do it. And there you have it, else statement in Python loops. If you found this video to be helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel down below. And with that said, thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I hope to see you in more.